Well. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Living Today. And we're back with Friday Night Highlights. I am your host, the CEO and founder of Heartfelt LLC. And this is where we inspire and empower female school leaders to find themselves authentically, discover their purpose, leverage their strengths, sharpen their skills through perseverance, passion, and teamwork. And as you know, this is Friday Night Highlights, and this is where we highlight a servant leader every single Friday night. So unless something happens, I'm always here and I always have a servant leader. And this week we're highlighting Dr. Ronica Thomas. And I'm so
Yes.
excited. Hi, Dr. O. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I am great. And how are you doing down there in St. Louis?
Oh, St. Louis has been great. Literally like 2 days ago, we got snow, which is crazy for April. But this weather can be like one thing one day, and then the next you're like, what the heck? Like we were just like bundled up, and now we're in like shorts and t-shirts running around. So it's crazy weather here in St. Louis.
Lord have mercy. See, I'm in South Florida, so snow, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do snow, not anymore. So I am super excited to have Dr. Rowe on with us. And if you are just joining, thank you guys so much for joining me. And as you know, I believe here that servant leadership is the highest quality that a leader can exhibit. And Dr. Rowe, I met Dr. Rowe, John Maxwell team, 2016. And
Yeah.
I am so excited to highlight her. She's my sister. And each week I have the honor of highlighting some amazing people. And, I always say, John Maxwell team, if it has done nothing else for me. It has allowed me to meet some amazing and wonderful people. And I'm really grateful for that. And Dr.
Mhm.
is one of those people. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the nonprofit space, what that is, what that looks like. And I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Rowe right now. So Ronica Thomas is considered a pioneer in the nonprofit sector with over 12 years experience. In March of 2020, she created history as the CEO and founder of the first national nonprofit minority association in the world. First, okay? Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, her educational background is solid with the following degrees: a Bachelor's of Arts, a Master's of Arts, and a PhD. She is considered an expert in the field of nonprofit startup, development, and management. She has spent years dedicating her time learning about nonprofits. Her love and passion has taken her across the world, coaching and developing future nonprofit leaders. Dr. Rowe created Blacks in Nonprofits, the first online Facebook group community that caters to people of color in the nonprofit sector. The BIN community is open to people of color all across the world and is growing rapidly with over 15,000 in less than a year. And I think it's probably more than that at this point.
Yeah. It's I mean we're close to about 21,000 now, so it's definitely been growing like crazy.
Right. Her mission in life is helping others to reach their full potential and giving back to her community. She believes in being a blessing to others. She established nonprofit Newbies Consulting LLC, which is based out of St. Louis, Missouri, where she provides individual consulting and mentorship. She also founded the phenomenal I Am Women's Conference series that provides encouragement, empowerment, and networking opportunities for women of all backgrounds. However, her proudest accomplishment is becoming a proud and loving mother to three amazing children who she proudly declares are the reasons why she goes hard in life. You can find out more about her and the association, and I'm going to share about the National Nonprofit Minority Association.org. I'll put up that information later as we talk. So, Dr. Rowe, usually what I typically do is I always want to ask my servant leaders, so what were you doing pre-COVID? Like how were you leading at home, at school, in your career and beyond? Like what were you doing before COVID?
Before COVID, I was like going through what most people would like to say, like a midlife crisis, because I had shut down my private practice and I was at home and I'm like, I really don't know what direction I want to go in. And I realize that so many people really rely on me or come to me in the nonprofit sector and want help outside of just starting their nonprofit. So I said, okay, well, what if I started something for nonprofits that's a special area where they can come and talk about their um, struggles that they have within the nonprofit sector. How do I start it? How do I keep it? How do I get funding? How do I have sustainability? All of these questions that most nonprofits go through during their first year and then many years and years after, right? So
Mhm.
that's how I started Blacks and Nonprofits because I was at a pivotal point before the COVID and I was kind of nervous stepping out during COVID, but then I just prayed about it and God said, now is the time. And what I didn't know is that when I first launched it, that God was going to have people be at home to receive it. So I had like a smorgasbord of people at home, literally on Facebook, and it just started growing like wildfire. So that's how it grew during COVID. Like my business took off, like literally.
Wow. So you were transitioning during COVID, before COVID started,
Mhm.
and then next thing you know, we have COVID, everybody's at home. So let's talk a little bit about that whole scenario. So what would you say were some wins and learns that you had last year? Because I mean,
Please. Mhm.
so talk to me a little bit about that.
Wins I had last year was huge. Of course, we started Blacks and Nonprofits, which is historic. Being able to utilize the Facebook platform to create a space, a safe environment for African Americans, people of color, to be able to come in and get resources, tips, and tools that can help them grow their nonprofit, and not only grow their nonprofit, get connected to a I call it family because I wanted to take it back to our roots when we actually cared about each other and we looked out for each other and we wanted to help our brothers and sisters cross. So the Blacks Nonprofits family is AKA BIN family. And that just means that we have three basic principles. We walk in love, we walk with integrity, and we do things with respect. So one of the biggest wins was starting that platform. And being a vessel that God chose to use to bless so many people, not only just in St. Louis, but all across the United States and even across the world, which is huge to be able to impact so many people and see the results of their nonprofits being able to grow and expand and give funding and stay afloat during such a tough time as the COVID. And some of the losses or lessons learned, I would say, because anytime you go through something, you have an opportunity to learn from it and grow from it, or it can halt you, or it can be an opportunity to go in a totally different direction, an opportunity for change to occur. So for me, it was a great opportunity to look at myself as a leader and really put into use, like you said, the things that we learned in John Maxwell and things like that, and really be humble. Because when God takes you to new levels, you guys probably heard that saying, new levels, new devils, right? So
Yeah.
it's so much more that goes into just running a Facebook group. So some of the losses were, people criticizing or not understanding why it was necessary to have a space for African Americans to be able to come in and talk about the issues, because believe it or not, it's not a fair across the board situation. When we look at African Americans in the nonprofit sector, we do have less funding, we do have less opportunities, and it's just not me talking. You can Google stats that will back it up and say every reason why it's important for us to get educated, and to come together and put our money into Black led nonprofits that are doing the work in the community every day. And we need each other to survive. So those were some of the highs and the lows and wins and losses of last year.
So what I'm hearing you say is that as you were doing this, you were getting pushback for doing what you were trying to do to benefit the community.
Yeah, some pushback, but that comes with the territory. Anytime you start something new or anytime it's something that, has never been done before, you'll have a lot of people that will get behind the vision and, they'll go 100% with you and for you. And then you'll have some that are skeptical and they just don't know. So you have to give them time to see what the vision is and to make that determination if they're going to get behind it or not. So we've had so many people get behind the Blacks in Nonprofits vision and our mission and continue to push it forward every single day. And that's what makes it so amazing because the the vibe, the feeling that most people get once they're inside of Blacks and Nonprofits is a feeling of, okay, wow, where was this like 20 years ago when I started my nonprofit? Oh, I'm so glad that you started this, Dr. Rowe. This has been absolutely amazing. This has been a prayer of mine. So we have so many people that get it and definitely stand behind it. So I'm very blessed.
Yes, I love that because you talked about respect, integrity, and a place for people to walk in love and supporting one another, which is really important when you're running a nonprofit. Because I mean, one of my friends, she's a part of the organization, and I've seen her with Backpack International. She's like literally, I mean, it's a lot of work. People
Yeah,
just
it is.
it's a lot of work that goes into running a nonprofit. It's not some, you just show up and you hand out some backpacks to someone, but people don't always
Yeah.
see what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, that part.
All the work that
Yeah.
goes into to doing all of that. So I love that you created this environment for people to kind of bounce ideas off each other, figure out how to get funding, creating a nonprofit board, all of those different aspects of it. So
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about you and why this space. You could be doing anything else in terms of leadership, but why nonprofit? How did you get involved in this?
Well, I absolutely love it. I really consider it a blessing to be able to wake up and do what you absolutely love every single day. My first passion and love and educational background was in counseling. And I learned so much about being a good listener and actually listening to what your clients want and being able to be there and be that voice when theirs have been silent. So I was able to take those leadership skills, the abilities that God has possessed inside of me, and turn it into my passion. So when I was going through what I would say is like a midlife crisis, even though I'm probably not old enough to experience it yet, but
Right.
I read a book by Bernard Burchard, and it's The $1 Million Messenger. And in that book, he talks about where you find your $1 million passion, and that's where you'll find your purpose. So you think about what is the number one thing that everyone always asks you about. And for me, it was nonprofit stuff. I had been teaching people how to successfully start their nonprofit for years for free in the library, and people always continue to come back to me for that. And I really enjoyed it. At first, it was just a hobby, and it was something that I just genuinely loved to do. And then people continuously came back to me. So I was like, okay, well, let me turn this into a business. And that's how my consulting firm started. And from there, people continued to come back and say they needed more help. So I said, okay, well, let me start the mentorship. And that's how the National Nonprofit Minority Association was created, and Nerd Society. And it was just like a trickle effect. Like so many things was sparked and birthed from finding out what my true passion was.
That's amazing. I'm glad you mentioned the National Nonprofit Minority Association because that was going to be my next question. Share
Okay.
with So that is the first. I read that earlier that you created this organization, the National Nonprofit Minority, the first, okay? First. Let
Yeah.
me say that again. First and only right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that organization, what it's about. I know you're on a mission to. I went to your website and I learned that it's about business owners of color who provide services. You want to
Mhm.
create a network. So share with me about your desire to do that and create such an organization. What is your mission and for this organization?
So, the National Nonprofit Minority Association is a 501c3 nonprofit membership based organization, and we have members all across the world. And basically, we cater towards minorities, and minorities meaning we have under our umbrella Blacks and nonprofits, Native Americans and nonprofits, Asians and nonprofits, and Hispanics and nonprofits. And the whole goal was to bring our differences to the table so we can better connect and better be able to collaborate with other races outside of the race that we directly relate with, and then be able to have mentorship and meetups in your cities where you can actually get connected to people that are nearby for those collaboration purposes. It's definitely helpful to have a community of people that's in the nonprofit sector that look like you, but then not look like you as well, because that diversity piece is so important, especially when you're going out for grants and different community support. We don't want to just limit it to, oh, I can only, help this person out because they look like me. So we wanted to embrace the idea of coming together, because at the end of the day, we're all humans and we have one goal, and that's to serve in the nonprofit sector and to be the difference, and not just a difference, but the positive difference for the lives of our populations that we continue to serve on a day-to-day basis. So that's what the National Nonprofit Minority Association is all about. We have several different programs where we do weekly mentorship for nonprofits. We have newbies where they go through Nonprofit Newbies Academy and teach them how to start their nonprofit from start to finish. Then they can come in Nerd Society, which is amazing mentorship that's year round. For nonprofits to feel connected and have that support on a continuous basis, without having to pay consultant after consultant after consultant. They pay one fee for the year, and they have access to a smorgasbord of resources and award-winning consultants right at their fingertips that come in and pour into them on a consistent basis. So they do have that feeling of community and feeling of support, and that they know the people and trust the people that we're working with our nonprofits for.
Wow. So you are able to join in this organization as a member, depending on where you are in your process in your nonprofit. It's pretty much
Correct.
what you say. Because you have
Yeah.
okay, so nonprofit, elite or business. So you can join the organization and you get access to people that have done it, are doing it, and you just pay one fee and you have access to all these amazing resources.
Yes, that's correct. So you can come in as a newbie, you can come in as an elite member, or you can come in as a business member. And we bring high quality business providers right to your fingertips. So you don't have to do the second guessing and try to figure out if they're legit or if they're going to really help you and all of those things. We've taken the guesswork out, and we only provide high quality services from vetted individuals. So that part makes it very convenient as well.
So if you are, so right now, if you're watching and you are starting a nonprofit, because I know there are a lot of people out there who may be, Dr. Rowe, listen, I have a dream in my heart. I've had it for so long. I think that there's something I want to do in my community. Someone is, this is something that I've wanted to do, and I don't know where to begin. So that would be somebody that's a newbie, correct?
Yes, that would be our newbies program. And you would come in as the newbies, and you would go through the nonprofit newbie startup, and it helps you start your nonprofit from start to finish. And then you will move up to our Nerd Society, and that's where you'll get the individual mentorship and also the group setting, and get access to our private platforms. We're on Facebook, but you also get access to our private members only mentorship group.
Wonderful. So I know you have also opportunities like programs and events and things like that. So I know you have a conference that's coming up this summer. Can you share a little bit about the conference, and why are you having a conference, and what that's about? What's that going to be all about?
Oh, so I'm super, super excited about the conference. Yes, it's coming in August the 27th through the 28th. We'll be live in Dallas, Texas. So Dallas, get ready. We are coming and shutting the city down. And August the 26th is our virtual day for the ones that won't be able to actually travel to Dallas. You can still catch it on Thursday. But you can register online at blacksnonprofitsconference.com, and pre-sale tickets are going on right now. So if you are interested in coming and learning from the best, our keynote speaker this year is the amazing Les Brown. Also, Ricky Smiley from the Rock T from the Ricky Smiley Morning Show will be hosting, and we have a whole entire lineup of amazing speakers from all over the United States that are flying in to pour into you guys, and take your nonprofit to the next level. The whole goal is leaders take action, because we are leaders in our community. We're leaders in our homes. We're leaders in our everyday lives, for the people that are connected to us. And it's important that we take those roles very seriously and learn how to be better leaders, and better leaders for ourselves, and understand that the positions that we are in, it's a gift. It's really a gift, and it's your ministry that you're going out and pouring into people. So why not come and be the best leader, or learn how to be the best leader that you can, so you get energized and pumped up to continue the work that you're doing? Because like Cherie said, it's not a quick race. Being in the nonprofit sector, it is for longevity. And you definitely have to have strategic planning in place. You definitely have to be fit mentally, physically, emotionally, because it will wear you down
Yeah.
sometimes. And having that network of support to lift you back up and say, "Hey, that's okay. Let's try it again," or "Let's come together and let's get behind the mission that you have for your nonprofit." That goes so far. So come on out to the Blacks and Nonprofits Leader Takes Actions Conference, August the 27th through the 28th, live in Dallas, Texas. Registration is open up now, so go ahead and grab your tickets. I'm super excited to meet everybody. It's crazy because we started Blacks and Nonprofits last year, so we're on our second year now, and so many people have connected from all over, and everyone's so excited to actually see people in person, that they've been learning from and interacting with all year round inside of our Blacks and Nonprofits Facebook group.
So let me ask you this. You have somebody saying amen to your commentary right now. Hey Lynette, thank you for joining us. So let me ask you this. If you are, how do you participate in joining like Blacks and Nonprofits, or like the Facebook group, or any of those the organizations? If you want to like jump in and you have a nonprofit and you want to participate, and what steps do you need to take, basically?
Yeah, so if you're wanting to get involved with Blacks and Nonprofits, we do have our Facebook group. You can join right away. Just go to Blacks and Nonprofits on Facebook, and that is plural. So Blacks is plural, and then IN Nonprofits is also plural. And then just submit your request to join. Once inside, you do have an opportunity to stay plugged in our free group. We post tons of resources, tips, and tools that will help your nonprofit grow no matter what. And you can get connected to so many amazing nonprofits right in your own city, to the next city, to the next city, to the city after that. It's just so many people, amazing people inside of that platform. And then we also have our ambassadors, which is our next level up. And the people in our ambassador groups are our dedicated gun ho people. They love Blacks and Nonprofits. They go so hard, and they invite people. They go out and tell everybody about the good works that we're doing inside of Blacks and Nonprofits. And then we have our next level on top of that, which is our Blacks and Nonprofits Premium. And those are our high level, consultants and nonprofits, and we meet once a month for mastermind classes, and they're really serious about reaching back and helping everyone in the two groups I mentioned before, just helping our brothers and sisters cross. So those are the three ways you can get involved with Blacks and Nonprofits. And if you're wanting to get involved with National Nonprofit Minority Association, you can go to the website and become a member of the association as well. So it's two different platforms to get you plugged in. Blacks and Nonprofits is, of course, for based off its name for African Americans, people of color, but the National Nonprofit Minority Association is for minorities. So
Yeah. So I wanted to just have you share a lot of that tonight because oh, I think I typed the thing wrong, but I'll fix it in a second.
okay.
Here's why I wanted you to share that, because if you're on here, because I know a lot of people, sometimes what happens is you have this desire in your heart to do something, and you keep getting this nudge, this poke, this push, this shove, whatever you want to call it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, I don't know how to start. I don't know where to begin. I don't have a place to go. Okay, so I brought the person tonight. Okay, she's here
Yes.
for a reason. She's here because this is someone who is, she speaks nonprofit, sleeps nonprofit. I've watched Dr. Rowe for a long time. I remember when you used to run that summer camp,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember you had the summer camp, and someone kept literally destroying the
Yeah.
building. They would flood the building out. I remember that summer.
Mm-hmm.
It was so
Yes,
awful.
it
And
was.
the person kept flooding out the building, and she did not quit, y'all, because she had these kids in this camp, and the person kept destroying the building
Mm-hmm.
that they had the kids in. So all the supplies, everything she had bought was getting damaged the entire summer.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It
It
was a mess.
was
It was,
horrible summer.
it was
But I mean,
horrible.
no, it wasn't a horrible summer. The person that did it was looking for copper. So mental health is so important, guys. We have to make sure that we take care of our mental health. But the person was mentally ill and all strung out on drugs. And unfortunately, he didn't realize him taking the copper was going to bust the pipes and flood the building. So it made it a horrible summer in that sense because we had over 100 kids that was in our summer camp, and I knew I couldn't quit on the kids. I could quit if it was just me, and it didn't have anybody's kids and parents that was relying on me to keep the camp going. But I just prayed and I said, God, just get us through the summer so we can have and continue to be a blessing to these kids and to their parents. And he did just that. So he is very faithful, and he definitely will provide and take care of you. So that was my first nonprofit, and within that nonprofit, like I said, I learned that that was my passion, and I have a deep severe passion for helping others, because I believe when you are a blessing to others, God turns right around and blesses you. So you guys that are listening or that will catch the replay, just understand that we all are called to do greater work. And the more that you give of yourself and take care of yourself, the more that you can do for others. So self-care is so important. Your mental health is so important. And then just knowing and stepping out on faith that you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing and trusting God with everything. The biggest mistake I made before when I first started my first nonprofit was doing the I. I was on every news channel. I was on everybody's top of the feed, and it was always I did this, I did that. But I told God, after going through that horrific summer with just learning how to truly trust him, that if I started another nonprofit, that it would not be it would be him using me to bless his people. And I've seen such a traumatic difference. Like he has blessed this beyond my wildest dreams, and I don't take any credit for it. I always say, like, God, have your way, use me to bless your people, and he's done just that. So trust God with your nonprofit. It's no different than you praying for your business. You say, God, oh, bless my business, let customers come in today. You have to put your nonprofit in front of him as well, ask him to bless it, and give it all to him, because he can definitely open up doors that no man can close, and send the right people to connect with you in your nonprofit space and in your nonprofit journey. And of course, Blacks and Nonprofits is here. The National Nonprofit Minority Association is here. I'm here. We have so much support for people of color that have these nonprofits and want to start your nonprofit. Starting a nonprofit is not an easy task, and it definitely requires you to get it set up right. You have to be properly educated. The financial side of things, the legal side of things, and the physical commitment that is required of you. There will be sleepless nights, stress, headaches, the whole 9 yards. You'll be rolling up your sleeves. Sometimes you gotta, do what you have to do to keep your nonprofit going. But at the end of the day, if you ask so many nonprofit leaders, we shout out Oslin with Backpack International, all of them will tell you that it's definitely worth it. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's definitely worth it. And the humility that you get from it, the gratitude that you're making a difference is life changing. So if you're thinking about starting your nonprofit, I highly think that you should. But I would highly put on the back of that, do your research, make sure that you're ready to make that commitment to yourself and to the populations of people that you will serve.
That was good. I didn't even have to ask her to give an iron sharpening thought because she already did it, y'all. I'm just saying. So listen, this is a part of the show where I always remind everyone why I do this show and why I brought this, bring servant leaders on here. Because ultimately, servant leadership is the highest quality of a leader. And tonight, I wanted to bring Dr. Rowe on here because the servant leaders that we look for every week on this show are people who are self-aware. They are active listeners. They're compassionate. They're visionary. They're intuitive. They're healers, meaning they look at the whole person. They're community builders. They're stewards. They are committed to other people's growth.
Mm-hmm.
They're persuasive. And every week, I'm always like, okay, every one of the servant leaders I bring on here always embodies all of these in some way, shape, or form. But you are absolutely a visionary and committed to you're a community person, community builder,
Yeah.
and definitely a steward of what it is that you have been given. And this is your moment. And I want to say congratulations to you. And
Thank you.
well, I wanted to tell you congratulations and say we see you, we love you, and we honor you, and we thank you for all that you're doing in the community and in the nonprofit space.
Thank you.
I've seen you. I met you in 2016, and I've seen all the work you were doing with the camp from then until now. And the way you've transformed. It's not about you. You make sure and other people are growing and doing the best they can. So this is your moment to take a bow.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Well, and thank you so much for all you're doing. So is there any final thoughts that you would like to share before we sign off and say goodnight to the beautiful people out here?
Yeah, I just want to say to everyone, it's okay to be great in your space. And I say that because so many people are so afraid to walk in their lane and to do it confidently, to do it gracefully, to do it with a sense of humility, and to do it with, a sense of pride that you're you. And there's 7.6 billion people on earth, I think, right now. And guess what? There's only one you. So once you embrace yourself in all of the qualities, life really transforms for you. So each morning when I get up, I do my MT time, and MT just simply means mirror time, right? So it's when you are at your rawest shape, when you first wake up in the morning, you not looking or not feeling pretty, but we all know we pretty any time of the day, right? But ladies, especially for us, we'll get in that mirror and we're like, I gotta put on my makeup, I gotta comb my hair, I gotta do all these things. But I challenge you to look in the mirror when you're at your rawest form before you start being everything that the world needs you to be, and just say I love you, and I'm proud of you, girl, and just really embrace who you are and who you're transforming to be, because nobody's perfect. So each day we're working towards something, right? And each day that you're alive is a blessing, and you have another opportunity to be a blessing to someone. So find someone, even if you have to bless yourself. Find it, hold on to it, and don't give up. You can do it.
Oh, I love that. Mirror time. I like mirror time.
Yes, it's my favorite.
I know. I'm always like, girl, you go ahead, do your thing.
Right. I'm like, high five, you did that.
That's like the best time. So listen, guys, I am so thankful that I was able to talk to you today because I know you're so busy, but I had to do this so I could honor you and
Yeah, appreciate it.
just let everybody know. So listen, I'm going to put up the banner for the conference. So
Okay.
this is where you go to
Yep.
register for the conference. The conference is, wait a minute, let me look at the dates. August 26th to the 28th. Go
Mm-hmm.
there, register. You heard her tell you, Les Brown is going to be the keynote speaker. If you don't know who Les
Yeah.
Brown is, Google him. Okay.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's awesome. He's a great speaker, great keynote speaker. And for all the other information, I'll put that up later so you can see it. So you can reach out to Dr. Rowe, go on the Facebook group if you have a nonprofit or you're Blacks in nonprofit, you want to be a part of that. If you want to be a part of the National Nonprofit Minority Association, I will put up that website as well for you guys to join and participate. So listen, I just want to say congratulations again, Dr. Rowe, and thank you for all
Thank
you're
you.
doing. And listen, guys, I am here next Friday again with another servant leader highlight. I will be back. Thank you so much for all of you that joined me. And remember this, I think a few weeks ago I saw, I think it was a pastor, I think it was Pastor Steve Milazzo in New York. He was doing a sermon and he was talking about, your talents, your time, your treasure, and how you use your words while you are here on this earth. We're all given a gift because we're all uniquely created with a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your gift is. I know what mine is, and walking in my purpose. Dr. Rose figured hers out. So listen, we all have something to do and something to add. So be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What it is you've been called to do. Do not waste your talent because let me tell you, life is not promised. So
Mm-hmm.
have an amazing and blessed weekend, everyone. And as I love to say here, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Have an amazing weekend. Peace and blessings to all of you. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.